Hey everybody, and welcome to another magazine flip through, flipping pages. In today's episode, we're going to have a look at Wargames Illustrated issue 458, February 2026. Now, this issue comes with this free Soviet Army infantry frame. I will be painting this at another time and for another video, but we're going to concentrate on the magazine today. Okay, so very nice looking art to start off. And if we look inside, I've got a table of contents. And oh yeah, by the way, this is another Neil Roberts piece. And again, if you want to get the piece uninterrupted with all the title pages, consider WI Prime, or consider a subscription of the magazine. Moving along, we have observation posts, and this is great because at the moment there's a slight buzz when it comes to this particular rule set, and this is hide, stone, and bone. And I think it's not such a big buzz. It's just that the few folks that are talking about it, talking about looking at the game. It's a D10 system. They've been looking at miniatures. It seems like a very small kind of game to get into. Just a few miniatures and you're on your way. There's a slight buzz, and I'm very happy it is happening. The book's just arrived in the store, so it's great because it's a sign that people will be playing it. So yeah, Observation Post talks about this particular game. It's Osprey Games' Hide, Stone, and Bone. Moving along, we've got Paranoia, and I was shocked when I opened this page and I saw this because Paranoia is one of my more favorite games back when it was part of West End Games, and it's nice to see there's a new version of it. And in this one, I'm not so sure. Is it a tabletop game? Is it a war game? Is it a skirmish game? Is it a role play? I think it's a mixture of all. But here's the new rulebook, and you can buy miniature packs, and the miniatures look very, very nice. It's got its own flavor to it, which I really appreciate. So I'm looking forward to seeing more of this in the future. And then we have Warlord Games' Armies of Imperial Japan. This is the new edition army book for the new edition. As you can see, the look's a bit different. In fact, if you just go and read this, it's more or less the writer's summation of what the book's about, what's changed in the book. But I'm glad that this book has finally come out because being here in Malaysia, right? This is one of those books which you sort of gravitate to for some reason. And most of the guys in the store wanna do Japanese versus British peninsula on the Malaysian peninsula, right? So I'm looking forward to this book and what it's got to offer. I'm sure there's a lot of rule changes, in the new Warlord book. And then we got the new release from the Perry twins, and this is Spanish Napoleonic Guerrillas 1807 to 1814. And this is on its way to the store as well. I'm looking forward to this, and I'm glad that it's the adverts out. You can actually see folks who get the magazine will actually know, oh right, it's out, you can get it. And then we have Salute 53. It's happening April 11th, and I won't be able to make this either, but it's nice that there's an advert for it. I think I think Salute 54 should be the one I go for. Yeah, that's a goal. That's definitely a goal. Moving along, we have some terrain, and interestingly, this terrain is from the guys who do Carnival. It's their Chroma range, and these are all MDF terrain, and you can actually buy terrain sets, right, that come with the mat, which I think is a very, very good idea. Because Carnival is terrain heavy. Actually, most miniature games are terrain heavy. The problem usually is getting enough terrain, to populate the table, and solutions like this are great. And then we have Crooked Dice with their releases. Moving on, we have Eureka. Eureka! I haven't seen them in the pages in quite a while. And then you got, what's this? This is Shield Maidens from Mace Face Miniatures, distributed by North Star. Okay, so Mace Face, and as you can see over here, there's a whole lot of figures. Now, I've said in a couple of reviews already that they should put numbers on what the miniatures are to identify them. Yeah, I wish they'd do that. It would help. It would definitely help. If it actually would help me doing the review as well. And then we have Steel Fist, with their figures, and then Perry's with their miniatures. And then we got some World War II Rubicon, some new releases from Rubicon models. We haven't had any news from Rubicon in a while. And then we have First Corps, and then Wayfarer Daves. This is Sakuragi miniatures. Oh, cool. And then we have Angelus. Oh, what is this? This is oh yeah, it's their Vietnam range. Okay, I didn't know they had a Vietnam range. So well, now I know. Moving along, we've got releases from more Vietnam figures. And then we have Scotia Grendel. Wow. Yeah, I haven't seen them in the pages, at least over the last couple of years, because I go through magazine quite regularly. So they don't have releases that come out so regularly. So this is definitely news for me. And then you got a Gringo 40s with their nature range. It feels like a good month of releases, or at least Dom Soar's review seems to be nice and full this time around. Anyways, moving along, we got an advert for Treasures and Chests for pillage. I mean, pillage, it's, apart from burning houses, you want to pillage and take treasure, right? And there you go, there's some pieces of terrain for it. Moving along, the cover mount article, and it's basically sharing what are different ways you can use this frame that they give you. Either you can use this frame for your army, or you can actually build all these different vignettes, and these are all the ideas that you can use, or that they recommend for you to use the figures with. Always nice. It definitely helps boil inspiration for a project that you might want to have later. Moving along, we have an advert from Heinz Figures, and then Oathmark features all of the box sets that they've released, and they actually have quite a range. I mean, quietly, they release one box, and I talk about them in the adverts. Then you see all of them out here, and they're slowly coming along. Oathmark, yeah, I mean, we have 1-2 guys who are playing Oathmark here, quietly, and it's nice to see that the range has definitely grown. Moving along, we have Heroes, Gods, and Stop Motion Monsters. This was kind of cool. The writer, uses Jason and Argonauts as reference, and all of these stop motion Hollywood classics in order to, create scenarios or games that you can play. In this case, he used Jason and Argonauts, and he's broken down into acts, and there's Act 1 over here, Act 2, Act 3, Act 4, and it's basically going through all the movies and all the different actions sets that you can actually play with. A very, very good idea, very good article. Moving along with Armored Clash from Wayland Games. You can actually get them from Wayland Games. And Armored Clash is the spiritual successor to Dystopian Wars. I used to call it the successor to Dystopian Wars, but it gets a bit different now. The some of it's the same, but it's very, very different. So I like the fact that they've got an advert here as well. And then we have Battlefront with their Maginot Line and Dunkirk box sets, bringing us to designer notes. And in designer notes, we got Trench Crusades Twisted History, and this is the Thomas interview. And this is kind of cool because it's nice again to have one of those magazines where you have interviews with designers, right, to see the thought process behind the design of the game. And like for me, one of my things is game design, and to have an article like this is definitely a satisfying read. Moving along, we have Geek Nation Tours, and this one, over the last couple of issues, they were promoting Nagoya, Sekihara, Kanazawa, Japan. So there you go. And we've got First Corps. Let me see what they're showcasing this time. Enemies of Greece and Rome. Oh, very nice. 28mm First Corps. Moving along, we have our designer notes, Warriors Athena. Now these books have just arrived in the store, and you know, folks are picking it up. Nice hardcover books. I'm not so sure whether I should do a flip through of them yet, but this is talking to the designer of the game, John McCullough, who's pretty prolific. He's got a rulebook almost every like quarter of the year. And then we have Rubicon models with the advert, and then under cultural experience, the tours. It's Arnhem, Operation Monica Garden, and the Rhine crossings. Now, this was interesting because I did not know that there was a novel called The Sea Low Nord. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. By Andy Johnson. So what happened was, folks approached him to run a game based on his book, which I thought was a really nice idea. And this is basically his review of the game. You know, a very interesting article, very nice take. Okay, then an advert for Warriors of Athena, Heroes and Quests, and Deep Cut Studios with game mats. And then Going Greek with Gamer's Grass Terrain. Now, Gamer's Grass, like I said in the last flip through, is growing from strength to strength, and they've released these boxes where you can actually populate or decorate your terrain or your bases, right? And there's some ideas on how to go about it. There you go. And I mean, using Warriors of Athena as seeds, right, for ideas. Very nice. And then we got Butcher and Bolt, skirmish war game of daring raids and covert operations. Yeah, looking forward to see more of that. And then we got designer notes, Back to the Future, Flames of War, Early War. And they've been teasing this over the last couple of issues in their adverts. The Maginot Line and Dunkirk. And this is basically the, speak to the designers of the sets and what's in store what's in store in it, right? To those who intend to get it. Moving along, more life in the Lanchnik. And this is basically Warlord Games' supplement. Expansion supplement, what did they call it? I'm gonna call it a supplement, and it's an interview, it's a breakdown of the book, where the author, right, Charles Singleton, talks about the book in its entirety, which is also it's game design and thoughts behind it, which another article which I like. And then Slogging Through the Mud in Trench Crusade, and this is a hobby article, and this is how to get mud terrain on your bases, right? And what you can use. Very nice step-by-step article. And then we have a tribute to Rong Ringrose, who recently passed away. I do not know him personally, but it's nice that you pay tribute to a fallen fellow hobbyist. And it's nice. I mean, it's a nice article and nice pictures to accompany it. And then finally, to round it off, we have folks who help pay the bills. Mardav, Skytrax, North Star, and advert for Hammerhead. And we've got Athena, Knuckle Duster, Moonhopper, Tabletop Terrain, another North Star advert pushing Trench Crusades, German warband, I think. And they got Warmaster Studios, Tumbling Dice, Dixon Miniatures, Highlion, adverts for Overlord, which is coming, and Patrick Miniatures. And then you have this really interesting thing over here, which I thought was quite good to have. This is the starter set for Assassins and Templars. So it gives you the rule set, some figures, some dice. A really good idea. Then we have Hidden Crit games, Pandemonium miniatures, and then at the back page we have Death Fields Arena. The rules are out actually on Wargames Atlantic. So go and have a look. Go and download the rules if you want, and give it a go and give them some feedback. And then at the back of the book is Gripping Pieces, the Woodbine Design Company, and you got ranges for their World War I 28mm metal figures. The range for Gripping Pieces is huge. It's huge. Anyways, that's pretty much it. That is a flip through of Wargames Illustrated 458. If you were to get it and you find this on it, that lucky you. But if you're watching this much later, now you know what's in the magazine to get. It's quite worthwhile. I mean, I always think that one of those magazines with a lot of designer interviews worth its weight in gold. Anyways, hope you enjoyed the flip through. Like and subscribe, and as always, don't forget to enjoy painting those figures.